What is up? Welcome back to another Foxy Games UK video. I've got my daughter for the next 10 days, so between doing these videos and finding ways to keep her occupied in this scorching weather, you could say I pretty much got my hands full. But enough about that. You're here for some gaming news, and that you will get. If you like this sort of thing, like, subscribe, hit notification, you know the deal. Here we go. So, first, news story comes courtesy of Eurogamer.net. So Grand Theft Auto 6 won't be on a subscription service. Certainly not on day one, because Take-Two's decisions are rational, says its CEO Strauss Zelnick. It also goes on to say that it's our job to outperform the industry. Bold, braggadocious talk there, and the only way to do that is to generate big hits. And big hits is what they do. So, Take-Two Interactive boss Strauss Zelnick said the company is not tempted to put its games on a subscription service, much like Xbox Game Pass on day one, because, quote unquote, as I stated, our decisions are rational. Now, you may say that's a bit of a shot at Microsoft there, but you don't know the context behind this, even though at first glance they seem to be taking a shot there. But yeah, it suggests that Microsoft's decisions are irrational. Now, talking to GamesIndustry.biz, Zelnick said that whilst he accepted offering a frontline title with a premium price in a subscription service day and date will push consumers to that subscription service for at least a period of time, it won't affect Take-Two's decision not to offer AAA games on subscription services on day one. With 15 immersive core games on Take-Two's books for 2026 and 2027, one of which is Grand Theft Auto 6, of course, as well as one other indie title. I know a lot of people want a sequel to Bully, and there's also 5 mobile games and 3 remasters. One of them has been heavily tipped to be Grand Theft Auto 4. I'll be quite happy for that. Now, Zelnick says it's his company's job to outperform the industry, and the only way to do this is to generate those big hit titles, and I think we have all the necessary elements to deliver that. He goes on to say that there are modest tailwinds which are positive. Zelnick concluded with, "It's our job to perform the industry, and the only way to do this is to generate big hits. And I think we have all the necessary elements to deliver that with our game lineup." It was also reported that Zelnick asked fans, please give the new Borderlands movie a chance, because a lot of people worked really hard on it. What do we expect him to say, people? He is tied to the project. Zelnick was also asked about the film's less than stellar early reviews during its Q1 earnings call, and whilst he called the look and the feel of the movie terrific, Zelnick told investors that its performance would have a financial impact on Take-Two, or indeed the Borderlands franchise itself. Sounds like there's some underlying regret there, doesn't it? So, whilst I agree with Grand Theft Auto 6 not going day and date into a subscription service, perhaps, Borderlands the movie could have been one that could have gone into Amazon Prime Video or Netflix, that kind of fodder, because it doesn't look like the audience has taken to it particularly well. And it doesn't look good for Take-Two either, that it's a theatrical release. You know, it went box office nationwide, global, and it's such a flop. And nobody's, I'm not basking in happiness that it flopped. Nobody wants people's jobs, to suffer, and production and everything else. There's a lot on the line here. But if you don't make a good movie, you shouldn't expect the accolades and the critical acclaim and perhaps rewards that comes with the art or medium. Not saying that great movies make money. Many amazing movies made no money, but it still got the accolades. But there you go. So in one hand, their games are too good for a subscription service. Sadly, movies based on their game franchises, Take-Two at least, not good. There you have it, folks. So what do you think about that? That's not the only Grand Theft Auto 6 news that we have. Also, InsiderGaming.com has reported that the Grand Theft Auto 6 release window remains unchanged. according to Take-Two confirmation. So in an age where projects are being cancelled, postponed, pushed back left, right and centre, it's encouraging to see that most highly anticipated games, some of the most highly anticipated games in history, is still on track to be delivered in the promised window. In a recent financial update, Take-Two Interactive confirmed that Grand Theft Auto 6 is still being released in the fall of calendar 2025, which is the window we've now been working with for a few months. They seem pretty confident about that. Now, this news comes despite some rumors that Grand Theft Auto 6 will be pushed back into 2026 by Take-Two Interactive and Rockstar Games. In fact, I've heard many of commentators saying that on YouTube. A lot of people commenting in my video comments anytime I mention Grand Theft Auto 6 and or PlayStation 5 Pro. No coincidence there. They're saying, oh, this game's not coming out in 2025. Definitely a 2026 game. Sony's going to miss the boat. That means Sony will have to, delay their PS5 Pro until Grand Theft Auto 6 in 2026. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. PS5 Pro's sales or success does not pin on Grand Theft Auto 6. It's helpful, of course. A lot of people are interested in picking up an enhanced console to play Grand Theft Auto 6, and why not? But the whole console's not being made because Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out. So this news comes despite some rumors that Grand Theft Auto 6 will be pushed back, into 2026, as I say, but it still could be, according to InsiderGaming.com. These things can change, hiccups in the pipeline, what have you, but for now, they're on track, and that's just absolutely perfect. So Grand Theft Auto 6 is expected to be the biggest single game release in video game history in this games industry. In December 2023, Rockstar Games dropped the first official trailer for its ambitious open-world title, promptly breaking the internet and setting viewership records on YouTube. And incidentally, Grand Theft Auto 5 has now hit the 200 million sales mark. Big things, people. So now, gamers are patiently awaiting the arrival of the next generation title, which will be the first Grand Theft Auto game in more than a decade. Yes, that's how long we're waiting, but when they come out, they are bangers, high quality. They're not your annual releases, biannual releases, triannual releases. These, they get a whole lot of attention, which is why they come out, within a decade or even more at some points. But it's not like the PS2 days where they could pump out Grand Theft Auto games, every other year, like Vice City. They had Grand Theft Auto 3. Not long after that, it was Vice City. Not long after that, it was San Andreas. Because, video game production was a lot more simplistic and less complicated back then. They're pretty much reusing the same engines with just mild improvements. But you can see the jump from Grand Theft Auto 4 to 5, and you will see even bigger jump from 5 to 6. Mark my words. You've seen the trailer for yourself. So in the recent financial update handed out by Take-Two Interactive, the firm highlighted the future lineup of the business, which includes Civilization 7, Judas, WWE 2K25, and of course, Grand Theft Auto 6. But what about Bully 2? When are we going to get a sequel to Bully? Bully Beef. Please, bring it on. Many rumors are still surfacing online regarding the content we'll discover in Grand Theft Auto 6, but there's been plenty of leaks. When this game is eventually released later next year, I'm sure we'll all be satiated. However, almost all of them should be taken with a pinch of salt, as following the monumental leaks that tore apart the project in 2022, I'm sure there's been some changes, and Rockstar Games has locked things down, requesting that all employees return to the office for security purposes. That means that almost nothing is being revealed outside of official teasers. Are you still excited for the impending arrival of Grand Theft Auto 6? Sound off in the comments. In other news, courtesy of VideoGamesChronicle.com, HiFi Rush Studio Tango Gameworks, once owned by Microsoft, pretty much its best or only Japanese studio, which they sold or shuttered. Well, this studio now has been acquired by Krafton and will remain open. Krafton is, I believe, a South Korean publisher. This acquisition includes the rights to HiFi Rush. Certainly, Xbox sold the rights to Krafton. Tango Gameworks has been acquired by Krafton in a move that will keep the studio alive. A lot of people think now that it won't release on an Xbox if any sequel comes out. If they make HiFi Rush 2, it won't be on Xbox, but I'm pretty sure that as part of the contract negotiations for the sale, getting the rights, that Microsoft would have insisted that it does come out on current or future Xbox consoles. They'd be stupid not to do that. So yeah, Xbox announced in April that it was shutting down 4 Bethesda studios, which I reported on. It's no secret that it was Tango, Redfall maker Arcane Austin, the Mighty Doom developer Alpha Dog, and support studio Roundhouse Games. The studio seemingly closed its door in June, with developer Takeo Kido sharing photos on social media of what he said was his last day. However, South Korean publisher Krafton, also known for publishing PUBG Studios and the Callisto Protocol studio Striking Distance Games, has now announced that it will acquire Tango Gameworks, seemingly rescuing it from oblivion. Here's a quote. Krafton Incorporated today welcomed the talented people of Tango Gameworks to their team, who Microsoft did not want anymore. Kidding, I added that bit in for dramatic effect. But anyway, we're marking an exciting moment in the company's global expansion and its first significant investment in the Japanese video game market, the publisher said in a statement. They went on to say that this strategic move will include the rights to Tango Gameworks' acclaimed IP, HiFi Rush. The publisher plans to work with Xbox and ZeniMax to ensure a smooth transition and maintain continuity at Tango Gameworks, saying it wants the team to continue working on HiFi Rush IP and other future projects. So it seems Krafton sees value in the HiFi Rush IP, which is in contrast to Microsoft, because it was one of their quote-unquote best games or most acclaimed games in a long time, and they just didn't care to get rid of the studio or sell off the IP, which is baffling to me. But Krafton went on to say, we intend to support the Tango Gameworks team to continue its commitment to innovation and deliver fresh and exciting experiences for fans. Great stuff, right? Krafton says the move will have no impact on the studio's previous games like The Evil Within, Evil Within 2, Ghostwire Tokyo, and HiFi Rush, which are all still available on their existing platforms. Fantastic news. I'm sure you'll agree. This is great stuff for anybody who are fans of that. So yeah, in our final news story, courtesy of PlayStationLifestyle.net, PlayStation Studios is aiming to continuously release hit titles, say Sony. Sony Group has said that PlayStation Studios are aiming to consistently and continuously release hit games, and to achieve this, Sony Interactive Entertainment is making an effort to refine its development processes and release schedules. Having previously acknowledged that the PlayStation Studios teams and the studios itself are struggling with maintaining sustainable profit margins despite releasing best-selling games, Sony announced that it was restructuring the PlayStation division, and as part of the process, more than 900 roles were eliminated, which is always bad news, and a new management structure was implemented under joint CEOs Herman Hulse and Hideki Nishino. Now, announcing its first quarter financial results for financial year 2024, Sony told investors in an earnings call that the business studio group is strengthening its development schedule, management, and optimization development projects in order to consistently and continuously release hit games. Meanwhile, Sony's platform business group will focus on maintaining and expanding the number of active PlayStation users with strengthening user engagement. One of those things will be to obviously drop a PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, the goal is to establish a stable earnings base as a matter of utmost priority. PlayStation did not release any major first-party blockbusters this year, but did publish quite a few console exclusives. 3 smaller first-party games are scheduled for fall 2024. That would be Concord, Astrobot, and Lego Horizon Adventures. Wow. So at least Sony are gearing up for a quite significant 2025-2026 onward. I don't suspect PlayStation 6 will launch anytime before 2028 holiday 2028. So we've got more than 4 years left. So that PlayStation 5 Pro should, bridge that gap. That's what it's designed to do. It is a mid-gen refresh. So yeah, good stuff there. Some excellent news stories today. I'm very happy about Hi-Fi Rush and Sony, doubling down on those big hits. Fantastic stuff. Sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think of all of today's news. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit notification. And until the next video, play games, not corporations.